1,400 full-time workers will be temporarily laid off, while 250 temporary employees will be terminated.
If Tesla is able to be known beyond just manufacturing and selling EVs, but also for robotaxis and warehouse robots, battery storage.
We worked with Plus Power and Tesla. Together, we're really pioneers in developing this project and incorporating the kinds of grid services that we are benefiting from today.
All that and more. So let's get to it. Tesla stock is up in the pre-market almost 1.5%, currently sitting at $253.49. For the week, Tesla stock is up over 12%. For the month, up over 16.5%. Year to date, the stock is finally positive, almost 1.5%. Question is, can it maintain? Or better yet, exceed its 52-week highs? Or is TSLA just destined to fall back below 200? Inquiring minds want to know.
General Motors slipped 1.7% after Bernstein downgraded the automaker to market perform from outperform with a $53 price target. GM is also laying off workers at a Kansas plant. 1,400 full-time workers will be temporarily laid off, while 250 temporary employees will be terminated. GM is investing $390 million to retool the plant to build its new Chevy Bolt EVs. Employees will be placed on a temporary layoff until production resumes in mid-2025.
Layoffs are unfortunate, but they're an absolute necessity if GM plans to make battery electric vehicles in the decades to come. But let's get serious for a minute. When you think about retooling factories, that's exactly what Tesla had to do over there at Fremont. Now, the Fremont team doing exceptional work over there, exceeding expectations with the limited functionality over there from a plant that has no idea how to build electric vehicles. Quite a bit of retooling, but still just inefficient as, say, the Shanghai plant, or Giga Texas or Giga Berlin. Retooling factories is better than not retooling any factories and ignoring the problem itself, but eventually these legacy OEMs are going to have to start from scratch. You've got to build the machine that builds the machines. As Elon would say, the factory is the product. And without a shadow of a doubt, you need that factory to be as efficient as humanly possible to save you on cost. Best of luck to General Motors as they attempt to retool that Kansas facility.
We do have some strength in Tesla this morning, helping the NASDAQ, helping the S&P. We've got pretty good little momentum here the last couple of weeks for Tesla going. Obviously, the market's been doing solid as well, but it has been getting some unique attention, it seems like. What do you think's going on?
So I think overall, coming out for Tesla from a very tough time, right? They are facing slower EV demand overall, higher competition from China. They needed to slash prices to keep demand up, which did not really work out quite well. It slashed margins. So I think overall, what we see already with the Tesla stock now, what is a little bit of a help here is lower interest rates and a Fed moving into an interest rate cutting cycle, which should overall help automakers and also Tesla to put a little bit an ease of the price pressure. But I do not think that this is enough going forward, because there's a lot of anticipation in the market, in the stock. There's a lot of priced in. If Tesla is able to be known beyond just manufacturing and selling EVs, but also for robotaxis and warehouse robots, battery storage. And I think given a history of delayed launches, pushback deadlines, and a little bit of broken promises, I think a lot of that is priced in, and it's a little bit too early to just execute on the plan here, in our opinion.
That's one way to look at it. I mean, Tesla is just an automotive company. Over 90% of their revenues come from the auto side. I suppose that's how it's always going to be, right?
So it's often said that Hawaii's energy transition is a postcard from the future. We've been really excited that the Kapolei energy storage system is actually proving the grid forming technology that's going to be so important to stabilizing the grid in the future.
We started working on this project in the beginning of 2018. The idea was to be able to move the island away from coal, add additional renewable energy, and help Hawaiian Electric meet their goal of 100% renewable energy by 2045.
And now allows for the sunsetting of one of the dirtiest polluters in our community. So the coal power plant is no more, and partly because of the storage facility that we have today.
There are 158 megapacks on the site. That is 185 megawatts, 565 megawatt hours, roughly equivalent to the capacity of the coal plant that was recently retired.
This facility is able to power 20% of the electrical need at its peak on the island of Oahu.
We worked with Plus Power and Tesla. Together, we're really pioneers in developing this project and incorporating the kinds of grid services that we are benefiting from today.
So the incredibly fast response time of Megapacks inverters mean that Plus Power can participate in any kind of market service available. So not just energy shifting or reserve capacity, but providing frequency support or voltage support, keeping the grid balanced on a millisecond basis.
And that required the battery to operate much more quickly than what a typical battery does, or what any traditional power plant will typically do.
So the Kapolei energy storage system has black start capability, which means when you have a power outage, when all the lights are out, power goes down, it's one of those resources that can help bring it back up.
It's very exciting. It's going to be good for Hawaii and all of our communities. It'll be a model for the nation and hopefully for the rest of the world.
Could it be that Tesla is more than a car company?
Tell me about the expectations for the robo-taxi next month and how important that is now. It does seem like that's been able to rile up the market a little bit. So where do they need to fulfill expectations now? What should it look like?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, as I said, there's a lot of anticipation in the market for robo-taxis. That's a big thing, a big growth trajectory going forward. Also with the battery storage, what we saw, they had some success already there. As I said, there is not a whole lot of margin for error, I think, because a lot of that is already priced into the stock. And again, with further delays, what we already saw in the past, again, there's not a whole lot margin for error, so we are staying on the sidelines as of now and looking how this will unfold for Tesla.
I would agree that the expectations of Tesla's robotaxi event is super ridiculously high. Either way, I will continue to buy at these levels and buy at levels even higher than this because I know this company will be the most valuable company in a decade's time. How do I know this? It's because I use their products. From the vehicles to the energy storage, my experience with this company has been over an A+ satisfaction rating. Whenever there is a problem, it's always minor and the company seems to just intuitively know the best way to remedy my issues. Very little maintenance required for the vehicles or the energy storage, and the energy independence that I've gained, well, you can't really put a price tag on it, especially when it saves you in a natural disaster like a freezing of the grid, hurricanes and tropical storms sending neighborhoods back into the dark ages, while my home remains unaffected. Yeah, that right there, my friends, is priceless. In conclusion, GM lays off some factory workers in an attempt to retool their factories for EV purposes. Hopefully it improves the efficiency of something that they're already bad at doing. Well, let's be honest, GM probably needs a whole new approach when they think about EVs. And there is a lot of hype going into the 1010 event. I mean, look at this car maker trying to do something that no other auto manufacturer can do. A robo-taxi event? Sure, they have a history of doing the impossible, but they also have a history of not meeting deadlines, prone to delays. After all, this is just a car company. I mean, it's not like they're radically improving grids all over the world, showcasing incredible value for their energy storage products. It's not like the Tesla AI team has laid out a roadmap and has hit damn near every metric they needed in September. Those last two, those are going to be a doozy though. And like I've said before, deadlines, I don't give a shit about the dates attached to these tasks. As long as the team is actively pursuing these milestones, my first thought isn't if they will accomplish it, it's just a matter of when. And since no other auto manufacturer or self-driving company for that matter is even attempting it, quite frankly, there is no rush, as they are the only ones on the planet trying to solve these problems. Now, predicting where TSLA is going to go, that's an act of futility. But seeing where Tesla the company is going, well, it don't take me all day to recognize sunshine. That's all I've got for you today. Be easy. Peace.